Number 1. Water lettuce. Water lettuce, or water cabbage, is a floating non-edible pond plant with fuzzy rosettes of leaves resembling heads of lettuce. Each leaf has deep ribs, parallel veins, scalloped edges, and no significant stems. Water lettuce produces small, insignificant white or pale green flowers hidden in the foliage, blooming from late summer to late fall. Water lettuce grows best in freshwater conditions and requires 11 to 12 hours of full sunlight or dappled light in high heat. It is toxic if consumed by humans and pets. Water lettuce needs full to partial sun exposure. Afternoon shade will help protect it from intense heat. Water lettuce grown in nurseries is often raised in lower light conditions. So, give new plants time to adjust by placing them in low lighting and slowly increasing exposure to more sunlight as the plants become established. Water lettuce is great for cleaning pond water of decomposition byproducts and is often used to keep the water healthy for fish and aquatic life. This plant also reduces by blocking sunlight in the water and using the nutrients needed for the algae to bloom. It can be grown in water gardens providing shelter for small fish, but larger fish, such as koi, cichlids, and goldfish, may nibble on and damage the plants. Before we jump into the next plants, do subscribe to our YouTube channel, which will help us grow on YouTube and will notify you every time we drop a video. Number 2. Duckweed. Duckweed is one of the worst and best floating plants in the aquarium hobby. Some people absolutely hate duckweed with a huge passion because it is a very invasive plant and can be a nuisance. Nonetheless, it is also one of the most amazing plants, especially for beginners for a couple of different reasons. For example, duckweed is so hardy that it can thrive in a wide variety of tank setups. Basically, it does not care much about water parameters at all because of its fast growth. It also consumes a lot of ammonia and nitrates in the tank, making our water cleaner, etc. Duckweed is among the smallest flowering plants. This plant is hardy, undemanding, and suitable for a variety of tanks, which includes low-tech and high-tech planted tanks. Some species of duckweed can thrive even in low saline waters, e.g. For example, Lemna minor can tolerate between 0.5 and 2.5 present sodium chloride levels, while others prefer life in freshwater habitats. This plant grows naturally in open ponds with very little shade. Direct sunlight is best for this plant. However, that is not really suitable for aquariums housing other plant and animal species that may not appreciate direct sunlight or a very powerful artificial highlight. Number 3. Salvinia minima. Water spangles. Salvinia minima is free-floating fern that has gained much popularity in the aquarium hobby due to their very fast growth rate, adaptability, hardiness, and ease of care. In addition, it removes heavy metals, including copper, which is a bane in aquarium hobby, very efficiently. This floater is recommended for everyone in the hobby regardless of their level of experience. Water spangles are perfect for breeding tanks due to the islets formed by their network of filamentous, submersed leaves, which serve as spawning grounds for anabantids and feeding ground refuge for a fish fry. Water spangles grow best under bright lighting. In moderate to high lighting conditions, the plant tends to keep a healthy appearance and grow rapidly, whereas in low lighting, the plant's growth will decline significantly and new shoots may struggle. To this end, endeavor to supply bright lighting using an artificial lighting source such as a LED light. This should be turned on for a minimum of 10 hours on a daily basis. Water spangles are relatively easy to care for as it is beginner plant. However, much effort should be channeled towards preventing the plant from overshadowing the entire water surface. Number 4. Azolla. Azolla, also called fairy moss or mosquito fern, is a stunning, prolific, and hardy aquatic fern often employed by hobbyists in decorating their freshwater aquaria, paludaria, and ponds. This species adds a great deal of texture and depth to the aquarium, and it improves the overall aesthetical value with its velvety appearance and impressive bright green-reddish coloration. Fairy moss is native to warm temperate and tropical regions of the Americas, from the southeastern United States to Central and South America. This aquatic fern has been introduced to other parts of the world, including Asia, Australia, and the United Kingdom. Fairy moss is commonly found in shallow, still freshwaters where it forms extensive intense green or reddish mats on the surface of the water. The aquatic fern Azolla is one of the fastest-growing nitrogen-fixing plants on Earth and therefore considered as a potential source of biomass for bioenergy production. You just have to scoop out some of the overgrowths using a fishnet and discard them in a plastic bag. This will reduce the fairy moss population and also restore light penetration to submerged plants in your freshwater aquarium. It's equally a good time to inspect for decaying fronds within the thick fairy moss mats. Make sure to clip and remove the fronds from the tank to prevent them from decaying further, depleting the oxygen levels, and ruining the aquarium water. In addition, make sure to perform regular, partial water changes to maintain excellent water quality. Provide decent illumination and keep the water parameters at the ideal values to encourage optimal growth of your fairy moss mats. Number 5. Red Root Floaters. Red root floater, Philanthus fluitans, is a versatile and very colorful floating plant that is sure to beautify your freshwater aquarium. The plant is known for its bright red roots and round green, deep brown red water-repellent leaves that become even more reddish under intense lighting. This aquatic plant is durable, beautiful, and relatively easy to care for. In addition, red root floater offers a lot of benefits such as oxygenation, denitrification, provision of hiding spots for shrimp and fry to escape aggressive species, and shade to different areas of the aquarium, which actually encourages reclusive species to emerge from hiding. Red root floater is a South American floating plant species, and its name stems from the famous bright red roots which it has. The red root floater has round-like, water-repellent, light green floating leaves that change color in response to growth conditions. The leaves are capable of turning deep brown red, reddish purple or pink in freshwater tanks with ample lighting and a limited supply of nitrogen. Red root floater requires moderate, high lighting, and an artificial lighting source such as LED light best serves this purpose as it does not emit heat in the aquarium water. Hence, it should be used to provide the necessary light needed for their growth activities. Red root floater is a good addition to most kinds of tank setups and a great way to attain a pop of red in your aquarium. This floating plant is inexpensive, attractive, and a perfect substitute for plants like duckweed that requires more attention to keep it in good condition. Throw in a bit of red root floater in your tank and be rewarded with a lush deep red foliage that will complement the greens and introduce a whole new perspective to your aquascape. That was the 5 most easy to care aquarium floating plants that is perfect for beginners in this aquarium hobby.